Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated. I wasn't planning to do any big long 10-minute intro like I've been doing with the last couple of episodes. I was just going to continue on with our involvement here in northern Italy as part of the wars for the Italian crown, but things have gotten out of hand. Things have gotten a bit chaotic, so I'm just going to very quickly show you what the actual... I'm calling this conflict the wars for the Italian crown because there are numerous going on and it's turned into a massive conflict. Or it's destabilized Europe to such a degree that it has turned into a massive conflict. So it started for us when West Francia called us in against Lothringia, which was up here and was here. So the king of Lothringia has died. He had no successors, so it went to Frisia, and they're the kind of the main title holder now of the region. But Bavaria, I suppose it started... When did it start for Bavaria? How long has Bavaria been in this war? 20 years now. 20 years ago, they attacked a faction that controlled Italy. They'd been installed by a faction demand. Lothringia went back to war with them at the same time. So that war had been going on for a while. Then West Francia was called in, or entered, for its own war for the Italian crown. We've been called into that. Bavaria is now fighting a number of wars. So it's fighting against the new Queen of Italy. Again, the Friuli family were reinstalled. They're facing what looks to me to be an internal war for East Francia. So pretty much this chunk here. Might be able to bring it up. That's a large coalition that's coming in against him. So his Bavaria's numbers are completely depleted from this war for Italy. The bad news for us. Oh, we don't like that emblem. We do not like that flag. King Helgi the Seer. The Garderikian invasion of the Kingdom of Bavaria. 7,500 thousand men out of a full capacity of 12,000 are descending on Bavaria. And if he is able to enforce his demands, that is what he is going to take control of. And this is a man who is right on our doorstep. There's our neighbour. His directly held lands in Leinster. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do here because this guy is facing multiple conflicts now. The King of Bavaria. So he's continuing this war for the Italian crown, which we're kind of mopping up at the moment. We've deployed troops to Italy. We're assisting with our... We're assisting. We're not just wandering around raiding the places that have lots of money. No, we're assisting. We're helping. And so we're helping West Francia, but I don't know what we're going to do after that. We might actually have to offer to enter Bavaria's war. Can I actually raid down this place? Can I siege it? Am I actually doing anything here? It doesn't look like it. Let's wander around. Let's find someplace else that we can go and take their money. So we're not directly at war with these guys, but they've come in against us. I think they were taking a shortcut through us. They'll pay for that. Or will they? So it was a minor conflict. There was Diarmid, our chieftain, that I give out to so much for being an utterly useless steward. I've had to make him my steward again to keep him happy. It just gets worse and worse and worse for the family. Again, I had nothing against poor Scanlon. He was killed in battle. He didn't give us the giant... He didn't give us a giant Herculean child, which is what we wanted. His mother's Herculean trait. Scanlon was badly injured in the previous battle in the slaughter at Cornwall, and now he's died in battle himself. I'm kind of disappointed with that. Again, I was preparing him for the martial life. 11 prowess wasn't great. I've lost a lot of knights, and we're not in a position to recruit anymore until 9/11. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what we're gonna do there. Might get some prisoners, hopefully. But poor old Scanlon. God, he had a tough life. He was born in prison. I executed his mother. And then he was held in Helgi's prison. Speaking of executing people's mothers. So this is my wife. One of my wives. And in the last episode we saw that we had two rather poorly worded schemes. From a strict reading of it, she discovered that she was her own mother. That's how I read the scheme. She discovered that she was the daughter of High Queen Melisande and the Count of Odin, if I remember correctly, Odin, who had been previously betrothed to my daughter Katrina before she was whisked off to the dungeons of King Helgi, the brute, the fiend. I have a feeling that what I was being told is that my two children with her, Molmiad and Urked, are not mine. That's what I feel I was being told. Now I've seen no ability to actually reveal that secret, but I'm gonna blackmail her and see if I can actually reveal, because if this isn't my child, I don't want him gaining the earldom of Oriel, or Arguella. I want him disinherited. I might be able to disinherit him anyway at a later point in time. I can. There's a chance I'll disinherit him. At some point in time. And, but yeah, what I might do is I might just mess around here. I'd say she's going to be executed. I'd say she's going to be burnt at the stake, like so many of my wives before her. So we have a few interesting prisoners in our hotel. Guests in our hotel. That's what I meant to say. We have the Countess of Cambridgeshire. I think I'm just going to flat up ransom her, 25 quid. Not going to complain about that. This poor woman. She's a nobody. She's a... that's a terrible... Everyone's somebody, but in this case, she's unlanded. So she's behind bars. Her husband is behind bars somewhere else. Ooh, Yealand. That's not a place that he wants to be. So the two of these are in prison at the moment in two separate places. I'm afraid to say, I don't think I can ransom her for anything. I can ransom her for a favour. Not much good to me. So she's going to be... she's going to be visiting the old torture rack. Flann Sinna is going to lose some stress, and he's built up a lot of stress after the death of his son Kukurka in the last episode. That was a desperate shock, a desperate blow to him. The first of his sons to die. And yeah, he's going to take out some of that stress. He's going to take out some of that on this lady and gain some dark insights. I might just see how that plays out. Oh, look. Look at that for a face. Oh, that's a man. That's a man who's just barely holding it all together. Why complicate matters? There is nothing like the good old rack. He does love that rack. Now she's telling us, giving us a secret that she's a non-believer. Yeah, look, that's all well and good, but you have no power. So I'm afraid to say we're not done with you quite yet. We'll see what else we can get for her. But what we'll now do is turn our attention to this individual. The Prince Bishop of the region that we just raided down. Yeah, if we come here to ransom, absolutely we could ransom him. How much would we get from him? We get a lot of money. We could, of course, negotiate his release. And we could demand his conversion. He would be an intelligent man to accept the vastly superior methods for the calculation of Easter, which we are offering to him. We have a pamphlet, we're explaining the formula, we click demand conversion, and no, he will not accept. We need to see this man. We need to make this man see reason. We need to make this man see reason. How would we make him see reason? We're going to torture the Prince Bishop until he accepts our vastly superior methods of tonsure and the calculation of the date of Easter. Again, it's back to that rack. Oh, he's having a great time with that rack. So 100 stress and 5% chance that the Prince Bishop is going to be driven insane. It looks like he got out of it fairly lightly. I don't think he's gone mad or anything like that. Let's see now if we can demand his conversion to get him out. He still won't. He does want his freedom, but he's reluctant to convert. I think at this point in time, we're pretty much just going to ransom him. We had our fun, and that's all that matters. Wouldn't you know it, he's only too happy to get out of our prison. It's a pity we could not have convinced him of... He's shrewd. He should have seen the value of accepting insular Christianity. But we couldn't convince him. So we've captured Brescia. We have demanded a ton of people in the court to convert to Insular Christianity, and we've taken some more prisoners. One of them's a Veba. That's not great. Oh, we have a lot of people to torture. No, we don't. They're all children, except for you. You're in trouble. No, they're all children. I've tortured her already. So I think at this stage we might just let her leave. We might just let her leave after getting her conversion. And yeah, the rest of them are just children. So won't accept. You're intelligent. You're intelligent. Well, you're not. You're a baby. You don't know any better. You're a bit foolish. You're a bit foolish. We'll gain a weak hook, because again we'll get stressed if we just release her straight up. But fair play to her for having her, for being steadfast in her beliefs. So we're going to attack the small army. We're going to march into Fair Verona. And then, at that stage, we should be in a position to win this war. By we, I mean my alliance with West Francia. Very briefly, while that war is going on, if we just take a look at what exactly is happening in Ireland, this coalition for the conquest of East Francia, that's grown even stronger. Because, of course, if we do win, if our allies do win the war for the Italian crown, we might actually end up coming into the war against this guy, or he might redirect the war goal against us, against West Francia. So he's losing heavily here. These guys are on 60% war score. 24% war score for King Helgi in his conquest of Bavaria. The Devil, 7,200 troops. That's the war that we're thinking of entering to try and help him to drive out the Gardariki, because if they get stronger, that's creating trouble for us. And that's not something we want. And I think he's in another war. Well, there's a new war, which is just after starting, and again, vastly superior numbers. He's became the new Lothringa. So the wars of the Italian crowns continuing, or the wars of the Italian crown continuing into its second decade, and it's causing bedlam. It's causing absolute bedlam. We've cornered the small army. We've lost good knights to small armies before, so there's nothing. We can't be too confident that we're gonna do good here. Well, it looks like we did. Looks like we're A-okay. And we march into Verona. Our ally and Lombardia are kind of counter-marching in and around over here. We need to be wary of that, because if they come for us, we won't be able to fight them. That's maybe what they're doing. So we might need to abandon the siege and try and work around and regroup with the French. So at the moment, they're just looking to siege down this area that we took a while ago. Now, we should win the siege first of all, probably bring us up to 100% war score, and maybe then the West Franks will impose their demands. At the very least, we'll skirt around this way, and we'll try and meet up with them. And there you go, Fair Verona has fallen to the Irish. Our alliance is up to 100% war score. We've captured a few people. And we're going to take the long route around. We're obviously not going to go through that army. What must it be like for this Irish army, following in the footsteps of early Irish monks like Columbanus, Sidelius Scotius from just a couple of decades beforehand, who would have come to this area? Well, Scotius would have been up around here, if I'm correct, Sidelius Scotius. But Columbanus would have travelled all around this region, bits of Bavaria, and down and in here into northern Italy. I was looking around for Bobbio to see if I could find it. But yeah, we're kind of recreating his earlier journeys. Now it looks like Lombardia will siege back this area. We're going to come in against the small army. And we have our allies who are taking part at Genoa. But we're up to 100% war score, so I don't know why the alliance doesn't. They have. We won the war, led by King Louis II of West Francia. So be it. And so West Francia has taken the Italian crown. I don't know if we're still in a war. Has Bavaria actually accepted that? No. God almighty, Bavaria. So Bavaria has gone to war against West Francia for the Italian crown that we have just aided in the conquest of. So he continues the war. This is now into 22 years Bavaria has been fighting for the Italian crown. Oh my god, oh wait, no, this is... Sorry, I thought I was reading it wrong. I thought Bavaria had found troops from somewhere and that our forces were depleted. Bavaria is down to less than 1,000 men. And it finds itself spread across... I don't even know how many that is. 4 wars. The Gardariki are up to 28% for the conquest of Bavaria. East Francia should fall shortly. And I don't know, is there anything that we can really do? We won't stand down the army immediately, just in case that we're called into the war by our ally. I don't think we will be, because the numbers are so minuscule. So what we might do... Never mind. To the impressive High King Flann Sinna of Ireland. The last time he came looking for my help, I was just the High Chief of Munster. Now it's the High King of Ireland. So he's calling us into Bavaria's claims on the Kingdom of Italy. We'll accept. It'll be a chance to make more money. And if Bavaria wants to burn itself to the ground, who are we to stop them? So what we'll do is we'll try and get to French lands with a good supply limit and actually get some of our forces back. And then I'm not really too sure what we're going to do. We could, of course, march over in this direction over here and attack this part of Bavaria. Possibly by holding it, we might limit Gardariki's ability to take land. It's possible that we're now actually hostile towards the Gardariki as well. And so we have in our dungeons a wife of one of the children of the former Count of Verona. So we took in our last siege. So she's in our dungeon and she's going to be paying a visit, presumably. Flann Sinna is going to be using the rack. He's taking a liking to the rack. There you go, the good old rack. I could listen to these screams for hours. And, yeah, we can ransom her way out now that we've driven her half mad. Didn't even demand her conversion. So with all the money that we've made raiding, we have more than enough money to build a gathering hall, which I think is what I will go for. Prestige, control, and levy increases. We're running out of knights at the moment. We don't have enough knights to fill the positions that we have, so I think we'll go for the gathering halls first of all. Our wife is pregnant. This, of course, is a wife whose pants are on fire. And possibly has some children with us who aren't ours. I'm gonna have to think about this. We've gotten a small few reinforcements, but we're sending the army back to siege back down areas which are now under the control of allies of Bavaria. So we're just gonna siege back control. And here's the guy who doesn't like me all that much. We were talking to him before. We had nice little chats. Nice little chats with him. Ooh, that's gonna take a while to wear down. So because we're getting an increase to our monthly prestige per level of dread, the next lifestyle choice that I'm going to make is dread gain goes up. So it's entirely possible that we're gonna try and max out Flann Sinna at 100% dread, make him one of the most feared men alive. What I might also do is see about returning to finish off this the Gallant tree. I don't know, am I too bothered about going down the rest of this tree really? I know Dread Decay would be fantastic. But I might actually start working towards getting up the number of knights later on. But I might actually work down this side first of all. Like I said, family alliances are causing us a bit of problems, and it would be great to have some more alliances established. And it would be also great to start working on restoring control. Now I can't do this at the moment. It's going to be another. Will it tell me when? No, it's going to be another while before I can do this. But I might come back to working down this direction. Usually you need it's after you've gotten 2 of these that you can change. Roughly it takes, I think, 6 years to get 2 perks. So about 5 years before you can change. So I might take this one and then switch back to the martial tree. You can also see that our income has taken a bit of a hit because I have switched my primary wife to helping with intrigue. So our stewardship has gone down massively because, of course, we have that idiot Diarmid of Thomond as our steward. And we have to keep him there because he's our vassal. We need to keep him happy. So at the moment, I'm way over my domain limit. I will probably hand out one county when I find somebody suitable to hand it to quite shortly. So this becomes more interesting. The child has died. Her unborn child has died. This is my wife, and I've actually directed my spymaster to discover secrets in court, and I have my primary wife assisting because I'm kind of getting weirded out by what exactly is going on here. I'm not too sure if these are my children or not. So it's a weird scenario. Now instead, what my spymaster brings to my attention is a fool, who is selling information to a fancy lord in pearls and silk. Let's see what we're going to do with this guy. So the sadistic thing to do would be to kill him and to gain, what's more vigilant, for intrigue and scheme resistance. But we can get more vigilant anyway with bringing him to the dungeon, and of course in the dungeon we can torture him, which is exactly what we're going to do. We'll see if he's good for anything, first of all. He'd be a great steward, but I need to keep my steward in place to keep him happy. So instead, you're going to be paying a little old visit. A little old visit to, I presume, is it the rack? Is it Flann Sinna's favourite? And he's getting 14 stress debuff this time around. And he's getting some prowess. So what's Flann Sinna's prowess at the moment? 11? Not great, not great. No, this time he's doing something weirder. Oh, he's whipping him. Oh, that's the face of a man who knows how to wield a whip. That's the face of a man who knows how to do a lot of really strange things. So yeah, I could listen to the screams for hours, and let's see if he gets the lunatic trait. We've driven one person mad already. No, he doesn't, but he gets recently tortured. We leave him there for a while. We might come back and torture him again. We might just straight out execute him. So it's rather convoluted. I'm in the war with West Francia, but I'm not fighting against all of their allies, or all of their enemies, sorry, it's a bit strange. There's also multiple wars going on here, again, that the West Franks are involved in. They haven't asked us into all of them. Due to the way that they're losing, both of them, it might be wise if we actually offer to enter, and see if we can be of some bit of assistance. So we have indeed entered another war on our allies' side, and we're going to come in and we're going to try and take down this large Lombard army. So it's a huge force that's going in against them. There's 1,600 Franks, 1,100 from Toulouse, and then ourselves wandering in towards the end. So this is going to be a decisive loss. Maybe that's just if we go in on our own. But considering the size of that army, I don't think that's going to be a decisive loss unless there's a force. Unless there was a force crossing across to attack us. And in wander the Irish. We'll see if we can be of some help and knock down greater numbers. So there's Paul, who we married off to Dúnseach. And Paul, although he's injured himself, he has wounded the enemy captain. And it's a great old victory. Let's see if we can siege down these places now. And again, I give out like mad to the fool. His stewardship skills have gotten even worse. But look at this. He's leading our army in terms of kills. He led the entire coalition there in terms of kills. Fair play to him. So Lombardy is bringing in another large army. We are within striking distance of the West Frankish army, though. So if they all get attacked or whatever, we should be safe. We should be able to either run or assist. The Cathcahawk dynasty is known far and wide. Our level of splendor has increased. So the war score has turned positive. The French forces are attacking Lombardy's army over there. We've also sieged down where we were sieging, and instead of going to their assistance, because it'll take some time, what we might do is see about coming up here into Trent and actually sieging down, helping in our own special way, keeping what few knights we have alive, and taking more money. Italian money. It's building a great hole for us. It's doing great things for us. Can't bait Italian money. So the King of Bavaria has lost the war for East Francia. That has been taken from him. Now all he controls is Bavaria itself and bits and pieces around here. And of course he is now down to minus 73% in his war against the Gardariki. Their massive coalition to take that. I don't know what to say. What we need to do is wander in there. Yeah, this isn't going to work out. We're not going to be able to join his war and try and put some pressure on the Gardariki in the Isles. I think he has made some very, very bad choices. If he had abandoned his conquest for the Italian crown, we would have been able to try and join his war, offer to join his war. Maybe we wouldn't have been able to because we would have been lacking an alliance, but it's an invasion, so I'm not too sure what way that works. But yeah, it looks like we're going to see the fall of Bavaria, the fall of most of Central Europe. Hopefully West Francia will get ideas into its head about trying to grow its power now that what was formerly Lotharingia, East Francia, and well, Bavaria won't be weakened. Bavaria will become part of the growing empire of the Gardariki, which now stretches from way up here in their original homelands down. It'll stretch to here soon enough, and down, of course, into their little Mediterranean coastline, which I think we're going to see some Helgi's children with my poor daughter. Where is she? There she still is. Oh Lord, my grandson has grown up and he's betrothed to an evil zealot. Will that give him alliances into anyone? It will give him alliances. Look at this. Gives him alliances to my neighbour to the north. Oh, this is awkward. This is an awkward political scenario. Let's get more Italian money. Did we just get some Italian money? Or has the war ended? Or has something weird happened? I could have sworn we were sieging this place down. It doesn't look like we're at war with it. I was almost certain this was Lombardy. It is. Are we only at war with their troops, but not their not their actual land? This is a weird and confusing situation. So this is the second time that we've gotten this pop-up for our wife. I think 2 of her children with me are illegitimate. Again, it was a weirdly worded pop-up in the last episode. I'm going to just straight out confront her. Let's see what she has to say for herself. How could you even say such a thing, Flann Sinna? I have little choice but to take her word for it. She's crafty. She's crafty. So it's saying that these are my children, but it's also saying that I can blackmail her over child's heritage. Now, I don't know, is it that these children are children by a different father? So she has 2 children that we know for definite are bastard children, and then there's these two children. So yeah, it was just worded very strangely. I'm not entirely too sure what's going on. We want to see if we can catch this army. Catch this army out. Get some experience. So Flann Sinna is thinking about going back on Tinder. I think he's. I'm not too pushed at the moment, so he's a bit busy. Oh, they're heading for Venice. I don't think we'll catch them. They're going in a roundabout fashion. We do have a movement bonus, so we might catch him at some stage. And we captured somebody. Handy. And now it's up to 76% war score. What we could do is we could just cross. We could just keep going north and cross across into southern Bavaria, and actually contribute to the goal there. Is there any place that we can hit easily? 8 gold for hitting that place. 17 for hitting that place. We might go up as far as Innsbruck. And see what the world looks like. Up we go into Innsbruck. Ooh, the supply limit is low, so we'll probably strike and then come back and turn around. So like I've been complaining for a while, we're short of knights. Here's one that we captured in the most recent battle, so we're actually going to demand his conversion and recruit him. And if he joins us, we'll make him a knight and see if he will serve us. You have no choice. Too right, you have no choice. So, unfortunately, one of our alliances has come to an end. Here is our daughter Orna, who we married to Count of Bern a long time ago. He already had a son who has inherited his titles, but we have 3 grandchildren by them. But the alliance has not continued, unfortunately. So there's one alliance gone. We can't arrange for her to marry anyone back in our court. There's actually nobody at the moment, and we can't invite her to court because it won't be accepted. We have another interesting development up here. Gwynedd has declared a holy war for Alach, which they look like they're going to take. So that's awkward for us because now Gwynedd will control this area. Dublin is in the hands of... this Welsh power is weakening. It has no allies. We could very well be looking at declaring war for Dublin shortly. And of course then if we come down to here, oh, that guy's weak. We could take him on. What about his liege? Oh God. Oh dear God. So no. Actually, that's sufficiently weaker, or significantly weaker than it was previously. I've seen these guys put together alliances of up to 12,000, so... But what we'll do to bring this episode to an end is we have crossed across this impassable terrain. I'm almost certain these are the Alps. And we have crossed across into Innsbruck. We're going to siege Innsbruck down. We're going to take all its money, and then we're going to head back to where the supply limit is good. Head back into northern Italy. And we could, of course, head for the Kingdom of Ulm. The glorious Kingdom of Ulm, the greatest kingdom on earth, which apparently belongs to West Francia. And we could actually... Does it have much of a supply limit? It does. It has a great supply limit. And there we can see Alach has fallen to Gwynedd. So Gwynedd's control now exerts all across Ulster, bar Oriel, which we saved a couple episodes back. Oh Lord, what is after happening is before our siege could be completed, King Helgi has driven the King of Bavaria, King Karl, from his throne and established Gardariki rule over over Bavaria. And now here it is, the one remaining Bavarian. This is it. This is the entire kingdom of Bavaria now, is it? Yeah, that's it. That's the kingdom. That is the kingdom of Bavaria. And that is what we are at war with for the Italian throne. Is there any point? There's 17 gold. So, yeah, our march into Innsbruck didn't do much good. I don't think I can even siege these places down. It's telling us that we're at war with these guys. Not much of a point coming for them. We're at war with them, but not them. But they're both part of Lombardy, from what I can see. They were in the war. These guys were definitely in the war at one stage. Maybe it's just two very similar but different shades. Maybe I'm getting confused. So we're going to bring our forces in. I don't even know who these armies over here are. Anjou. There's a couple of wars that we're still involved in. This one against Lombardy for this region is almost over. It's entirely possible that if we can cut these guys off, that we might actually contribute to the war score significantly. And we might go to Bavaria, what remains of Bavaria, try and siege that down and just bring this entire conflict to an end. So Flann Sinna's paranoia is getting the better of him. He thinks his wife, his primary wife, the mother of Green Graffador, is hiding something from him. So he's going to look immediately into that. We're gonna hit this tiny little army. We're going to keep an eye on her. We're going to hit this tiny little army here. Hopefully these guys will come in and help them, because they should get beaten. They are defending in the mountains, so they'll get a bit of a bonus, and they are coming in to defend them. But hopefully we can bring the war to the Italian crown, the 2 decades long war, to an end. The war for the Bishop of Warwick has came to an end. So this was the one that we joined there at the last minute to assist them. And now all that remains is to finish off the war for the Italian crown itself. There's hefty losses there. There's hefty losses. Well, 118. Okay, not the worst. And again, if we look at our champions, there's Diarmid. I keep giving out about him. But you can't say no to figures like that. It would be great if we had a career total for him. But he's doing fantastic work leading the armies. Now, I didn't quite spot this. Bavaria actually has... Bavaria's fine. You'd hardly even notice that it lost all of this. Bavaria's fine. Look, it can come back from that. But what I didn't notice is that Bavaria has an ally, a West Frankish ally, Anjou, and they control the kingdom of God on earth, the holy sacred kingdom of Ulm. So what we're going to do, it only has 17 loot, but we're going to march back. We're going to march back. Instead of marching on Bavaria, we're going to march back over the Alps. We're going to march into Ulm. And what I might do from there then is cross across and attack these territories. 20... How many years has this gone on now? The Bavarian claim on the Kingdom of Italy. 25 years, and it has destroyed Bavaria. It has destroyed Bavaria. They have lost everything in pursuit of the Italian crown, which will, for now, sit on the head of Green Graffador's father-in-law. And I presume at some time in future it's going to Carloman. Is everything... So there'll be a kind of a tiny split in the empire. So his son Louis is going to get 2 titles, and Carloman is going to get the Kingdom of Italy. So we got a new perk. We're just going to go for the marshal per stress level, intrigue and prowess. So the more stressed he becomes in future, now stress can actually be beneficial to him. So it's something that we can control a bit easier, and we should be able to come back over and change to our martial focus. And I think I'm going to change to dread and control, and then we'll try maybe and finish off the gallantry. And if we could get that perk, there's an achievement for that. So that's another thing that we want. This is also a bit of a declaration of intent. We're crossing Gardariki territory. We're gonna cut straight across the land. I haven't had a physician for a while, so that's why we're getting this option now. Constantine, I think we'll go with Constantine, and he's already became a champion that we're just so low on them, and he's treating one of my daughters. And we can say just be cautious. And she gets reduced symptoms. So like I said, this is also a bit of a declaration of intent. We're crossing Gardariki territory. It's going to be terrifying to see how much land the Gardariki can actually control, or how many forces the Gardariki can put together. Now that they have this, they're up into 7,000. And if they come in on the side of the Isles or something like that, that is a massive number, Absolutely terrifying. So we are sieging down Ulm itself. The barony of Ulm will fall to the Irish unless this war ends inconclusively. It very well could. 8% war score. It's ticking up really quickly. I hope we don't end up going home with a t-shirt that says, I sieged Ulm and all I got was this stupid t-shirt. Because I want that 17 gold. My God. Could it be? Could it be Green Graffador? My spy master has come to me with grave news, while we do not yet know who. Someone is plotting to kill me. It could very well be Green Graffador. He's already killed at least one of my wives, we know for a fact. There was a plot to kill another wife. This is an inopportune moment, to say the very least. I'm going to put this on slow. We're gonna let this play for a second or two. We should take Ulm in a few moments, but what we're going to do is we're going to come to the council and we're going to see what we're going to do. So we have our spy master. He's not the greatest. He's the best that we've got. We might see about trying to recruit somebody better, but we can have him on disrupt schemes, which is what he's on at the moment, and we could divert our wife to helping him. Court intrigue. Now that will knock our domain limit down to 4 because of this fool, this brilliant military fool. I do need to keep him happy, and he's not very happy. So we're going to take a bit of a money penalty for a short while, and hopefully siege down Ulm in the next few minutes. That'll get us some money. Possibly siege down 1 or 2 more places, but try to hold off this assassination attempt and just get our footing and try and get an understanding of what exactly is going on. And there it is. Ulm has fallen, and we have taken the Duke's wife as hostage. We're up to 15% war score. Like I said, there is a few other places up around here, and here's actually the capital, the new capital of the heavily reduced Bavaria, and possibly this would be an idea to march on the capital itself. It's a 21 loot, and it's only a very small defensive structure. So that is what we will try to do. We will actually try and march on the capital itself. What's left of Bavaria, shredded after its loss of East Francia and the loss of Gardariki. So we're going to be torturing. We have a couple of prisoners. We're going to torture them in the hopes that we get extra intrigue. So yeah, Flann Sinna goes down into his dungeon. He has been informed of an attempt against his life. He's unsure about how trustworthy one of his wives are. He's unsure about how trustworthy his son is. His son that he is attempting to secure the high kingship for. We come to Folkmar. And we torture him. We gain some prowess, some military prowess. We come to the Duchess of Anjou, who we just captured in Ulm. And we come down and we torture. We get more prowess. Ramhilda, 15 years of age. These are the depths of insanity and fear and terror and depravity that Flann Sinna is descending down into. That's ransom. We could, and it's probably what I will do, wait a couple of months until she is old enough to torture. That's how bad things have gotten for Flann Sinna. So we're whipping Folkmar. Doesn't seem to have gone insane or anything like that. We are whipping, might as well, just a whip on the right, a whip on the left. We're whipping her. We will release the two of them. And of course, when I say release, what I mean is that we will ransom for 10. We should accept. And now, of course, poor Ramhilda has just turned 16 years of age in prison. And Flann Sinna uses the good old rack, his favourite. She has kept her mind, at the very least. I don't think Flann Sinna got anything for that, though. I haven't kept anyone around that I've just tortured and tortured and tortured over and over and over again. He got prowess there. He didn't get any. He didn't get any actual. He didn't get any actual intrigue, which is a bit of a pity. And there was 3 members of this poor guy's court that we tortured. Tortured his wife, tortured a girl who was betrothed to a member of the court, and tortured somebody else. So with the last while, I've been taking on a lot of people, marrying a lot of people in the court, taking on knights and things like this. Here's a guy, I can't remember where he showed up. I think he was just a guest. He's a member of the Ivorda family. I think his... Yeah, so his brother-in-law... Oh no, he's my brother-in-law. So his father was a son of Duvdarberin. So I think it was his brother. This guy might be a nephew of the previous ruler of Ormond. Fingwine. So we're going to grant him Connacht. Or will we grant him Desmond? Would that be more appropriate? No, because that's going to one of my sons. The title is going to one of my sons. And what I actually want to do is I want to break up Connacht, because one of my sons is getting both titles at the moment. He's getting both counties in Connacht, so I actually want to break up Connacht. This will reduce my holding size. It will also create another vassal who will hopefully support, or that I can try to get him to... I should have probably tried to secure a hook on him first of all, but look, we'll grant him that title. So he's now my vassal. You know, he should like me a bit more. After dropping all of a sudden, oh, because now he wants a seat on the council. Oh, this is a bit of a problem. His stewardship is great. His intrigue is great, though. So we come to our council and remove our current spy master. We should be able to install this guy. There we go. So he's happy. He's on the council. He's a drunk. That's the only problem. Hopefully he'll stop these assassination attempts against me. He's still disrupting schemes. That's good. And let's see who he is supporting for the succession to the High Kingship of Ireland. So it looks like Green Grafador is still in the lead, pretty much because nobody else can put together a candidate. And I'm also forcing somebody to support. I should be forcing somebody to support. Or maybe he died. It looks like he died. The king that I was forcing to support Green Grafador, but nobody else has an agreed candidate. So we're looking okay for now. And this guy is supporting a distant branch of the family. But at the moment, Moll Shocknail, because of my support, has the most votes. So he's still some way secure. And now we have to get this guy to actually help us make sure Flann Sinna, or to make sure that Moll Shocknail, to make sure that Green Grafador doesn't kill me. That's what I was trying to say. And so the Irish army lands at the Prince Bishopric of Arnsberg and begins to siege down what is, in effect, the capital, what little remains of Bavaria. The actual capital itself is now also under attack. The seat of the king. Well, that actually had more gold. I should have gone there first. Ah, well. We can hear the screams. Maybe we'll get some prisoners who we can torture for intrigue or general enjoyment. And as we complete the Siege of Arnsberg and get 21 gold, we get a pop-up councillor, Diarmid, has died from bubonic plague, and this was, of course, Chieftain Diarmid of Thomond, our councillor, our absolutely stone-useless steward. I don't think that number has changed anyway due to death. If anything, bubonic plague probably made him slightly better at being a steward. Diarmid, our great warrior, our great champion. He kept heading the list of kills in pretty much every battle that we have fought. I think he was with us in our weird little campaign around Norway. He was with us at the slaughter of Cornwall, where Cukerca was killed. He ventured down into northern Italy with us, and at the moment of our triumph in Bavaria, he has died from the plague, and his son, who now wants a council seat, is a much better steward. Oh, he's a much better steward. So his son will take that position. Conall MacDiarmid, and just after we handing over a county, now we have an absolutely excellent steward. We can devote our wife to assisting with intrigue, and indeed we could actually possibly get a wife with better intrigue and have them assist to make sure that whatever plots are in place in the attempt to kill me fail. And the very last thing that I will check is to see if this new change has in any way impacted the succession. Green Graffador is still there. And who is Diarmid supporting? Does it tell us who Diarmid's supporting? Here's Chieftain Suvna. So maybe I've read it wrong. No, here's Chieftain Conall. I understand what's happened. So Conall is supporting Ruacán, one of my sons, but his brother, Suvna, has inherited Ormond. So I forgot about that. I forgot that was going to happen. Ormond and Thomond have split, so both of these were held by Chieftain Diarmid. Diarmid has died. Now Suvna, that's not a great looking face, Suvna. Bubonic plague. So possibly he won't be holding out too long. And if he does die, then he will be replaced by Conall. So there, I think, with poor Diarmid dead, with his lands divided between his two sons, and with our campaign slowly winding down. I remember a couple of videos ago I said this was going to be a short and easy victory over Lothringa. I think 10 years this conflict has gone on. It's cost me a son, and it has cost Bavaria. It has cost Bavaria pretty much his entire kingdom, which has greatly strengthened my sworn enemy. So we're going to have to see what we're going to do in the next episode. We'll finally bring this war to an end. I'm quite confident, and we'll be able to bring the armies back and stand them down, start putting together some money, and probably preparing the succession. Also, while trying to deal with a potential assassination attempt. Somebody is planning to kill Flann Sinna. We know very little about the scheme. It's not likely to succeed. There are no exposed agents as yet, but I have put my spymaster on the case. My wife is even assisting. I'm possibly thinking of changing my primary wife to bring in somebody with better intrigue skills and dedicating them as well. And of course, Flann Sinna is becoming desperate and angry, going down into the dungeons, torturing anyone that he can get his hands on, increasing his prowess, but also increasing his intrigue. And desperate for any advantage that will keep him alive. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Next one should be interesting. I will talk to you all later.